Yo, so guys, welcome back to another video. This is this is actually a new reaction from Half as Interesting. I've had a lot of suggestions from this channel. The issue with this was their videos are quite short, but I'm down to do more. I'm down to do some of these reactions, and people are telling me this is the same person as Wendover Productions, who I love his videos. So I'm definitely down to do more of these if they're anything similar, basically. But this one is the US's terrible mistake of selling $1 coins for $1. Wait, what? $1 coins for $1. Wait, how can? I'm guessing it's gonna be to do with inflation, but maybe not. I don't know. I'm intrigued to see actually what this video is gonna be about. The US's terrible mistake of selling $1 coins for $1. It has to be to do with inflation, right? I mean, it's definitely going to be an interesting topic, and I'm down to see this. I don't know what to really expect, but just basing off the title, I know it's going to be very, very interesting. And if this video is anything to go off, hopefully there's a lot more videos I can see on this channel that you guys will also enjoy me reacting to. But it's going to be a weird one for sure. But let's get into this. It's a shorter one than usual. It's only 6 minutes long, but that's the thing with this channel. The videos are quite short. But if you do want to see more, I'm definitely going to be doing more of these without a doubt. But yeah, quick shout out to my Instagram, my Twitter, links in the description for those if you want to follow me on those sites. But let's get into this one, man.
This video was made possible by Skillshare. Learn from more.
Oh, it is. It's literally the same voice, and he's obviously starting with an advert, which he always does, getting his money. You know how
25,000 classes for free for 2 months at skl.sh/HAI25. The year was 2005. The president was George W. Bush, and Congress was getting.
So it's 2005. I would have thought this had been like the 1900s or the 20th century, or the 1900s, the 2000. 1900s, what's it called? Well, yeah, the 20th century, because we're now in the 21st. Yeah, the 20th century, not in the 21st century.
Started on yet another of America's government's group projects. This time, DC's oldest social club had decided it was about time Americans started using more coins, like the circle things. Specifically, they wanted people to start using more dollar coins and fewer dollar bills. The anti-bill bill they introduced swiftly made its way through Congress, and then, a few days before Christmas 2005, it landed on the Big W's desk, who signed it shortly after. The bill instructed the US Mint to start making billions of these dollar coins. The new coins would either be stamped with the image of one of the 39 former presidents who were deceased at the time, one of their 35 first spouses, or some other liberty-evoking imagery for the 4 presidents without spouses during their terms.
That's so sick, man. In England, we only have the Queen on all of our coins. In the US, I mean, I'm going to see why this didn't work out, but you have all these different sort of historical meanings and events and like presidents of the past and all these different things that represent your country. That's so much cooler. Like, they're all different and stuff. That is so sick. We had something similar in England when it was 2012 when the Olympics happened here, but other than that.
Now, this bill had some decent points, at least 4 per page, like how larger value coins are useful for paying at parking meters, buses, vending machines, and more, but they're less good for use at certain evening establishments. The previous issuance of quarters with the 50 states on them also did a good job of teaching their names to kids, and the thought was that these dollar coins could do the same. Of course, there are probably more useful things coins could teach American kids, like how to write a student loan application, but this was sure a good start. Coins are also slightly cheaper for the government. While bills are individually cheaper to produce, coins last far longer and therefore stay in circulation longer, so if the US switched entirely to $1 coins, it would save the country close to $5 billion over 30 years. Just imagine all the amazing things the US government could do with that kind of money. For all those reasons, this bill stipulated for an aggressive introduction of these coins into US circulation. As part of this, every US government anything was required to set themselves up to accept and distribute these dollar coins. The big implication of that was that any vending machine in any federal building, Smithsonian Museum, National Park, Amtrak train, aircraft carrier, F-22 fighter jet, US space station module, RQ-4 Global Hawk drone, anything government had to be set up to accept and distribute these coins. This is also part of the reason why, in the years after their introduction, you would often see vending machines in these places giving back dollar coins. The government just really wanted people to use these coins. It was classic government, just shoving their extra special coins down our throats. The problem, though, was that the public didn't like them, no matter if they were in their throats or not. People just didn't like carrying around a bunch of heavy dollar coins rather than compact, light, and extra cool dollar bills. Therefore, to make it even easier for the general public to get these coins, a new program was set up. Basically, from the website of the US Mint, you could order $1 coins for $1 each, shipping included. Their enormous, catastrophic, and costly mistake, though, was that they accepted credit cards. You see, whenever a vendor accepts credit cards,
That is so stupid, bro. Oh my days. This is like how you can tell people like these kinds of people didn't really understand how the internet worked. I guess a lot of people didn't, because this is like 15 years ago now, and the internet was a different place. But that's crazy. You're trying to get rid of the notes, but the only way you can accept it with credit card. But on the internet, people only really use the credit cards. That is so.
they'll end up paying a fee to the credit card company, whether it be Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or the one where you have to discover the 3 stores that accept it. These fees range between 1.5 and 3.5% and are one of the 2 major way credit card companies make money, the other being interest payments. Of course, to persuade you to use their credit cards over debit cards, these companies usually give points, which you typically can transfer to airline frequent flyer programs. These points each tend to have an effective value of between 1 and 2 cents. By now, you probably see the problem. By spending $1 to get these coins, people would get the coin, worth $1, and the credit card point, worth 1 to 2 cents.
What?
Therefore, for every dollar they spent, they were getting, essentially, up to $1.02. It just made sense. It was literally a free money machine. Once people caught on to this, the orders for these coins exploded to over 88 million in 2009. Now, this was not necessarily an easy way to earn your frequent flyer points. At the time, if you wanted to fly the now dead US Airways to Europe in business class, you'd have to shell up 100,000 points. That would mean you would have to buy 100,000 gold coins, which would weigh, in total, about 1,800 pounds or 800 kilograms.
But what I'm thinking is, you could get these coins, you could get as many as possible, as much money as you have in your bank, and then you could transfer it to the bank. You could then trade the money to put it back into your bank. So the bank have the coins, and you have the money, and then you can just do it again. So you have the money back in your bank from the coins. You can then buy more coins, and your points are going up. You're having the same money in and out your bank account. That's not illegal, right? That's not illegal. I mean, I guess it is kind of printing money in a sense, but it's not, because it's allowed and the government are allowing it. It's just a loophole, isn't it, really? But I'm just sort of thinking, like, if I was back then, I would have sort of been doing like buying the coins, putting them into the bank, buying more coins, putting them into the bank. That sounds quite illegal, actually. But it's not, because that's what... Is that legal? I'm thinking it's like money laundering. Wait. Am I just saying that I'd be a criminal? Wait, let's just check this out quickly. Money laundering is an illegal process of concealing the origins of money obtained illegally by passing through a complex sequence of banking transfers or commercial transactions. The overall scheme is this process returns the clean money to the launderer in an obscure and indirect way. It's not really, is it? I don't think it is. I mean, it kind of sounds illegal, but it's not, because it's literally the government promoting this kind of sort of behaviour. I hope it's not illegal. Oh no. But from that sort of idea, it does kind of like make sense as to why people would do that. And like get their points up and just...
Upon receiving these, you would then have to take them to the bank and redeposit them into your account. This didn't stop many, though, with one man reportedly having ordered 2.4 million of them,
Smart man.
weighing a collective 43,000 pounds or 20,000 kilograms. Now, you'd be reasonable to think that this was a great success for the government. They got the coins out to the general public like they wanted to, but the problem was that they actually didn't. Sure, they shipped them to the general public, but then these people all just went and redeposited them right into their banks. Therefore, there were just millions of these laying around. What's more, for each coin they sent out, it cost the government a couple cents. Eventually, they caught on to this scheme and started limiting purchases to 1,000 coins every 10 days, but that could still get you a cool 36,500 points per year. After these restrictions went into place, orders dropped dramatically, and eventually, the government pulled the plug on the program in mid-2011. As for the success of the overall mission of switching the country over to $1 coins, well, to answer that, just ask any American when the last time they used one of these coins was.
I've never even seen these coins before, so that obviously shows me, and I see the notes all the time. But even more, now in like current day, I don't even use money. Like, you just use online banking, you use your phone to pay for things with like Apple Pay or whatever it is for like other phones. So I don't even use money. So it's kind of like they've made all this effort, and in 5 years down the line, we don't even need to use money at that point. Is in the US, is money still used a lot? Because I mean, in the UK, it is still used a lot, but a lot of the people I know just use sort of like credit cards or generally just using their phone to pay for things nowadays, because it's just quicker, it's easier. You don't have to carry money with you. There's no risk of being like robbed and stuff. So it just makes sense all sort of way around, doesn't it?
Now, as unfortunate it is that the US government axed this free money machine, there is another one that still works. It's called learning new skills.
Ah, he got me excited for a second.
Having a breadth and depth of skill.
I thought I could get some money right now, bro. I thought I could have made some money. He's getting his advert, yeah, from Skillshare. You know how it is, getting his money. It's good to see, man. Good to see. But let's see some of the comments. Why didn't they just stop printing $1 bills? That's what I'm thinking. People already had dollar bills in their possession, but if they stop printing them, yes, but how you take old money out of circulation every time money's being deposited in the bank, you siphon off the old bills and send them back to the national bank or the mint, depending on the country. You only give out the new bills or coins upon a withdrawal. That's what I'm thinking. That makes a lot more sense, because that would make public anger. But public anger over coins. As someone living in Europe, we constantly tip €1 coins, so I don't feel like that would be the case. What could the US use $5 billion for? Funding the Iraq War for 1 week, apparently. Why we should use dollar coins? A huge stack of gold-coloured coins looks way cooler than a stack of bills with one on each of them. I can remember in grade school when my mum had given me lunch money in the form of $3 coins. I went hungry that day because the lunch lady didn't know it was illegal use US tender. Wait, really? So what your attention to this loan? I'm gonna buy money. It sounds kind of sus when you see it like that. I literally have $88 coins. When I was a kid, I thought it was made out of real gold, so I hoarded them. Yeah, I feel that. I can't lie. I used to do that kind of stuff as well. He waited his whole life to say anti-bill, and then they just finally did it. Imagine all the amazing things the US government could do with $5 billion. Haha, that's a good one. I love the comments. So it would be okay to have thrown hard coins. That's true, actually. You can't do that. That's assault, man. That's literal assault. But it's an interesting one because, again, nowadays, I don't really see money used anywhere near as much. But in most places you go, you only use money. But I guess it depends where you are and all these different things. But it is still interesting to see this kind of stuff because the government literally lost money and they gave people the ability to sort of make money and gain their points and all these different things. And it's just interesting how that even managed to happen when it's the government in control of this kind of stuff. But interesting topic to say the least. But I enjoy this a lot, and it's a bit different to what I usually do. But I'm definitely down to do more of these random reactions because it's just so weird how these sort of scenarios come to place. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this reaction. If you will, I'm guessing, well, literally everyone watching this video would have been alive. But like, if you actually did this kind of stuff, if you sort of took advantage of this case and this thing, let me know like what happened to you. If it was like you got any sort of like punishment, there wouldn't be punishment from it because it was literally allowed. I just want to know basically from your perspective what you did from this and what you gained really. But I don't know if there's anyone who's actually watching this who did this, but it would be interesting to know nevertheless. Maybe the guy who did 2,400,000, 2.4 million basically, if he's watching this video, let me know what you got from that, you know what I mean? But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Until next time, like, subscribe, and peace.